Hello everyone, my name is Alex Molina, and today I'll be discussing a rather controversial topic regarding taxes. In fact, when I did a survey, 50% of people said yes, and 50% of people said no when asked if the rich should be taxed more. And that's what I'm going to be discussing today. In my opinion, I believe the rich should not be taxed more because it will lead to a decrease in investment, slow down in economic growth, and I just believe that the rich should not be taxed more because they already pay high taxes, and they should not be taxed more because it would be unethical. On the other spectrum, people believe that there's wealth inequality, and it's true, but unfortunately, you can't do anything to stop it. An article by Forbes talks about wealth inequality and how the rich just keep making more money. And it keeps on going on and on. They keep making more money as time passes on, and the inequality gap just keeps on growing. And this is what this article discusses. It discusses that you can't necessarily stop it, you can't do anything about it, actually. And to back this up, an article by CNN Money conducted a survey where they taxed the rich a higher amount, and that amount that they taxed them, that little percentage that they raised the tax rate to, was then given to the poor, and the poor would get around $3,000 per year. And what they found out is that it did not really better the economy in any way. I mean, it wouldn't better the economy in any way, and it wouldn't necessarily fix the inequality gap. And transitioning to my other discussion, I would like to talk about .go, which talks about the decrease in investment that increase in taxes would lead to. And it's true. For example, put this into your situation. Let's say you're middle class and you get taxed way more. You get taxed 40% instead of 20%. Most likely you will spend less because more money is going into taxes. And that's what exactly would happen to the rich if they were taxed more. And if you guys know, the rich are the ones that create jobs and grow businesses and make jobs for Americans. So if they would be taxed more, it would decrease jobs and would increase unemployment because they're the ones that fund all these businesses and put money into all these businesses and the economy. I would also like to reference an article by FreedomWorks which talks about economic growth. And it talks about how an increase in taxes would lead to slow down in economic growth because, again, the people that have money are the ones that create the jobs for everyone. And they donate to charities, they make new businesses and organizations, and just increasing the tax rate would just not be good for the overall economy because of this. And this is why I believe it's correct. And I also believe that if money were given to the government, more money, if the rich were taxed more and more money was given to the government, they would not spend it wisely. If you think about it now, you probably know that the military, the military spending that the United States does, it's a staggering amount. And in fact, here it is. Here on the screen, it is. They spend a lot of money on military. So they spend so much money. And I also conducted a survey and see what people's beliefs were on this. And in fact, people believe that it's true. They believe that the U.S. government would not spend it wisely if they were given the money. So why tax, rich people more money if the government's just not going to spend it, in a wisely manner? Also, another article I'd like to reference is called The Perspective, which talks about how the rich already pay high taxes, and they do. This article states that the rich pay 70% of the total income tax, and that is a lot of money. A lot of money. To conclude this, I would like to reiterate what I talked about. So, yes, it would decrease investment, which would then lead to a decrease in economic growth because people who have money are the ones who create the jobs and fund other organizations, which makes more jobs and leads to economic growth instead of economic slowdown. Also, the rich are already taxed a lot. I bet if you were rich and had all this money, you wouldn't necessarily be want to be taxed more. In fact, I would, if I were to talk to Bill Gates, I would personally tell him, because he wants to pay more taxes, and he wants the rich to pay more taxes. So if I were to personally talk to him, I would say, Bill Gates, you could just donate to the U.S. Treasury, because you could do that. 200 million was donated last year. So that's my overall opinion on taxes and taxing the rich. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.